What's up guys, it's Andrew from Motorcycles Off-Road. In this video, I want to tell you why the 300L Rally is a very special motorcycle. Not only to me, but to many other fans that have this bike or that want this bike and what they see special in it. Now there's a lot of people out there that just don't get it. They don't understand why you would want a 300cc, generally heavy dual sport that's an adventure motorcycle when there's so many other offerings out there to date. But I'm here to tell you this motorcycle is fantastic and most people that have them absolutely love them. But why is it? How can this little Honda gets so much attention and so much love? And let's talk about how this motorcycle is the most outfitted for anyone that wants to take a long distance trip like the Trans-American Trail, long moto camping trips, BDRs. It's almost ready to go out of the box. So what do I mean? Well, you have great service intervals, you have a huge fuel capacity, you have wind protection, slap on your personalized suspension, some racks and bags, and you're ready to go right out of the gate. Yeah, you could be like me and put tons of modifications on this motorcycle. That's fun too. That's something I really enjoy. But at the same time, you don't have to. If you just did those aforementioned things, you could take this motorcycle across the country. Now you could be saying, yes, there's other motorcycles for this, and that is true. You could get yourself something bigger, a V-Strom, a Tenere, these type of things. But these motorcycles are a lot more heavy. They're a little less off-road oriented, under most people's riding skills in particular, including my own, and they're a bigger hole in the wallet. The Rally's price is very affordable, and it really is a low entry-level bike that can get people out there doing the things. Next, there is a huge aftermarket for this motorcycle. Let's say there's anything on this motorcycle you don't like. You can mod it out. It's there. The popularity and the attention to this motorcycle means that almost every single part has multiple options to replace. There's almost no go-to part for anything on this bike. My 300L, I ran a Yoshimura exhaust. My 300 Rally, I'm running Black Widow. And that's just an example. There's so much more, from skid plates to handlebars, handguards, little modifications, kickstand extensions. Whatever you can think of, it's out there for this motorcycle. There's so many custom 300Ls, 300 Rallys out there that you can just see that your imagination can run wild and make this bike exactly how you want it and have a unique motorcycle over everyone else. That and doing the modifications yourself brings you closer to the motorcycle as a whole. It builds a little bit of love, one bolt at a time. But another big factor that no one thinks about is how easy it is to ride. The slipper assist clutch helps you out a lot if you aggressively downshift, as well as the clutch has no pull at all, super easy, and the bike is very forgiving. You're not going to whiskey throttle it and jump it into a tree like you would some of the stronger offerings, and you really have to understand that a lot of people that are out there that are riding dual sports in general are people that have families, they have jobs, careers, kids, and they get out and ride their motorcycle when they can. The thing is with that is they don't have time to constantly keep their skills sharp. I mean, of course there is people that ride all the time and practice all the time and they just have a lot of skills in riding, but a lot of people just don't have time for that and they just want to get out and enjoy their motorcycle. Now you're looking at a motorcycle that's ready to do anything, low entry cost, and anybody can ride it. As a whole, I've seen this community grow, dual sports in general. The pandemic took place and so many people started to get out and ride. So many people became new to riding, and so many people started to ride that haven't rode in, let's say, 20 years. So a lot of people getting back out there in the dual sporting dating scene when it comes to riding. This is like your first love all over again. And another big point to make is these motorcycles are great to look at. Not even just by myself, but so many others will come up to you, comment on the motorcycle, ask you about it, and you yourself will find that you give yourself one more look before you leave it in the garage. You turn around one more time just to gaze upon the beauty of this motorcycle before you shut the door and you go in for the night. The love for this bike is real, and having this little 300cc reliable machine is a great addition to anyone's garage. So these are the key reasons why I think this motorcycle is amazing and a lot of people love it. Now previously, before I recorded all this, I recorded a timeline on how this bike found its way into my hands, my thought process and what I was going through. Now you clicked on the video for me to explain why this motorcycle is fantastic, and for that I appreciate it. But if you want to hear my timeline, I'll interject that now, and you guys can hear how I got here. If that's not something you're interested in, and you just don't care, that's fine too, and I appreciate you for listening this long. But here's my story of how I found this fantastic motorcycle. So for me personally, the timeline is right before the pandemic. This is the fall before the pandemic, and I'm out riding, enjoying my dual sports. At the time, I had an XT350, a DR350S, and a spare KLR. These are the dual sports I primarily ride, and I'll attach some various footage here. Riding dual sports where I'm capable to go on and off-road is a really amazing feeling, and it's something I really enjoy, but I wanted to take it a step further. I wanted to move to more of an adventure build. Although the type of riding I do, I don't really particularly want a heavy adventure bike. At the time, there wasn't many offerings, there was no Tenere or anything like that, A lot of people have V-Strums, but I wasn't so impressed with that motorcycle. So what is my option? I really looked into a Honda CRF300L and converting it over to like a Trans-American Trail or long distance motorcycle. Then I started to hear stories about flameouts and problems at low speeds. The more research I did, the more I found that this motorcycle just wasn't right for me and the purpose I wanted for it. Now yes, I could have fixed these problems, but it would have cost thousands of dollars on top of the motorcycle. Not to mention the bags, the racks, and to convert it over to a true adventure style motorcycle. People have done it online, I watched many videos, it's possible. Then I started to think, what about a WR450? I've had them in the past, I've worked on them, I love this motorcycle. The 450 is powerful, keep up on the road. With all my gear, there should be no problems. While converting it over will still cost thousands of dollars. At the end of the day, you gotta pay to play, right? If you want something unique, you're gonna definitely pay for it. But out of nowhere, the pandemic happened, and in comes a new competitor. Immediately when Honda introduced their 300L lineup, I wanted a Rally. I reached out to my dealer before anybody else even knew about this motorcycle and that it was coming out, and he said, we don't see any in sight, but we have the L version and it should be here in March of this year. Now we're in full pandemic and this is March. So I said, okay, absolutely. I'll take that motorcycle. It's new and I want a new passion project. I'll start a new YouTube channel around that motorcycle. At the time, I already have a YouTube channel with 12,000 subscribers in which I build and ship custom gaming PCs all around the US. This was a side job for me since 2016, and it's something that I really enjoyed doing. So I was familiar with YouTube, and this would give me something more to do, something that I could love and really appreciate because motorcycles have been a big part of my life for a very long time. Well, delay after delay after delay, I finally get the motorcycle somewhere in June, and I started the YouTube channel. I was riding the 300L and I was treating it as almost like a street legal dirt bike, and I just kind of felt that I still missed that light adventure bike. Now after over a year of making content and riding the 300L, I still really wanted a Rally. In the interim, I bought a Tenere 700, which I had reserved for a long time. It finally came in, so I had to pull the trigger on that, despite I wasn't going to buy both motorcycles. But it was so rare and it's so great that it was just something that I felt like I had to have. Still deep down wanting a Rally, it kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. Now we're talking a year and a half to almost 2 years after the initial announcement. I still don't have a Rally or none in sight. I met someone online who was selling their Rally, and my plan ultimately was to do more moto camping, sell my 300L, get a more trail-oriented bike, and then buy the Rally. So that's exactly what I did. I sold my 300L to a close friend, and I took a weekend vacation in which I was riding up in the mountains of Pennsylvania at famous Reading Offroad, and on my way back I picked up a KDX 200, which in my mind is something that I can use for a really aggressive single trail, and this motorcycle is a low price of entry to really get a lot of performance. If you don't know anything about these motorcycles, they're pretty fantastic. I say look them up. So the dealer kept delaying my Rally, so I bought the Rally secondhand from a guy named Josh. I drove 2 hours in the rain, picked up the motorcycle, and I've never looked back since. Having this motorcycle, I put it right to use straight away for exactly its purpose. Within 1 month, I did a 5-day moto camping trip with a whole weekend before of crushing out modifications, on the grind, with little sleep to get ready for this trip. That's an experience that brings me closer to my motorcycle. Taking the time, the effort to put on the modifications, to break the bike down, to do all these things really brings you closer to the spirit of the machine if there is such a thing. Now why the Rally? Why would I want a Rally over one of these more powerful bikes? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Currently for what it is, I don't think there's any other dual sport on the market that is so close to being ready to take long trips right out of the box. I mean, you have nice long service intervals, which was a detriment to the two previously mentioned motorcycles. Both 450s are basically dirt bikes. Well, one is and one's a street legal dirt bike. So their service intervals are not favorable, especially on long trips. The Rally has a huge range with a huge gas tank. It has wind protection, good lighting, and it's got a little bit lower of a seat height, which I feel is a lot better for road use. Yes, the high seat height on the dirt bikes is favorable when you're going over rocks, logs, etc. But when you're frequently doing slow speed stuff, stopping at red lights, it's just a lot more nice to have your seat a little bit closer to the ground. That coupled with the fraction of the price of these other motorcycles, the 300 Rally really is a special thing. Now, of course, the mod addict in me, there's tons of things I've done to this motorcycle to make it more customized for my own use. But no one has to do any of these things. They're personal to me, and out of the box, it's a pretty good motorcycle. There's tons of Facebook groups out there of people that just love this motorcycle, and a passion for turning wrenches on them, driving them out in great landscapes. It's really something that brings a lot of people together. Backed by Honda reliability, there's something to be said about a motorcycle that you can just put away dirty every single day and never really have to worry about it breaking down. Yeah, I do my maintenance, but maybe I don't clean off the bike and lube the chain as much as I should. At the end of the day, everything I do with this motorcycle makes me feel alive, makes me feel great, and it's something that I look forward to continuing in the future. If you guys do have this motorcycle, let me know in the comments below, or if you have something that you're converting over to a long distance motorcycle. I know that there's a huge aftermarket now for the 300L, and you can basically turn the 300L into the Rally, minus some weight. So that's always an option as well. But thank you for taking this journey with me. This is my little timeline of events, and I hope you guys enjoy a little bit closer look of my life and how I came across the 300L platform as motorcycles in a whole. So stay safe out there, guys. My name is Andrew, and this is Motorcycles Off-Road.